Hello, and welcome to the KMT Line Model Railroad. This is update number 18 for February 18th, 2021. Over the past few weeks, I've received some really nice comments about my rolling stock, especially the flat car and the box car. So what I want to do first is show you a new addition to the rolling stock, and then show you all of the rolling stock that I have for the narrow gauge railroad. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is my new boxcar number 102. And as you can see, it's green and it still needs a little bit more weathering. The handrails need weathering, and it also needs some more of the some of the detail parts, door handles, hinges, slides, that kind of thing. But pretty much done. I've tested it on the track and it rolls pretty nice. Doesn't have problems with the turnouts or anything like that. So pretty much calling her done until I get the detail parts on. The next picture I'm going to show is it shows the color that it started out as, and it's a marsh green, an acrylic craft paint. And then I did a lot of the weathering, which I use a lot of this paint on a lot of my weathering, and that's raw umber. I do that with most of my cars and most of the stuff that I paint. And then I do the rust work with a burnt sienna. And so that's pretty much the two common colors that I use all the time on just about everything I build. So that's the new boxcar. Now let's look at some of the other rolling stock. Okay, so in the first picture, what you see is my, up in the front here is my 4 logging disconnect cars. These were actually the first cars that I purchased for the railroad. And they started out as a 3D printed model from one of the modelers on Shapeways. I don't remember the modeler's name, but they were Shapeways, 3D printed. Turned out really nice. They are kind of light. I did try and weigh them down a little bit with some of that liquid gravity, but they still are kind of light, but they're fun to watch going around the layout. Now the next one you'll see is probably the first boxcar I had. That's the 28 foot that was part of a kit. And then next to it, you're probably going to see the second boxcar that I built. And this is the first scratch-built boxcar. It's my brown boxcar. And then next to it is the new green boxcar. And then in the next picture, you'll see the flat car. And that's it. That is the rolling stock. Oh, wait a minute. I've got a locomotive. This is my box cab. It is another Shapeways 3D printed box cab, and it runs on a Kato 11-103 chassis. And right now it's just running straight DC, and I'm thinking about adding a Digitrax decoder and Stay Alive to it. But I'm not sure yet, and we'll see. So that's the rolling stock. Not much, but it'll keep growing. And I think the next project will probably be a caboose. I think it needs a caboose. All right, let's move on. Okay, we're looking at the west end of Waterman Junction. And I really haven't done anything to the layout except this one thing. I made a cutout in the scenery, the backdrop there, and so I could expand the main line out to a small storage yard. And I made the opening as small as I could to allow locomotives and trains to pass through there. And it's a tight squeeze, but I wanted it as small as possible so I'd be able to hide it. One of the things I'll be able to do is hopefully hide it with a little repair shed that I plan on making. It won't be this long, but I hope to be able to hide some of that with that. And then later in the video I'll show you more of the plans. But right now, let me stop this, move my lighting, and show you the expansion yard. Okay, so here's the expansion yard. It's 24 inches long and about 8.5 inches wide. It's all wired in, it's all working. I've run engines back and forth and tested all the turnouts. And I'm using these older manual throws to keep the Atlas turnouts in position. Everything works. Everything's wired in, connected to the main bus through a connector system, and it works. So now I'll be able to move trains in and out of here and use this west end switching area a little bit more efficiently. Let me spin this around just a little bit to show you what I mean. Right there. Okay. On the east end, this area here, between here and this turnout, is shorter than on the east end. The east end I got a little bit more room, and so I will be able to do a little bit more switching through here, moving cars in and out. On the east end, where the tunnel is and stuff, I will probably put an old-fashioned style signal showing that that part of the track is occupied and you can't go beyond the tunnel portal. So that'd be part of the operation. So part of the operation would be moving a larger amount of cars this direction rather than on that side. Something to, add more interest to it. The other thing I'll be doing is I'll be putting a repair shed here, not that big. I'll show you in a few minutes what I have in mind, and then some other sort of building right here. But so that's really all the actual work completed on Waterman Junction. Okay, this is the layout plan for Waterman Junction, and if you've seen the previous video on this, nothing really has changed except the building down here in the lower west side. I've added this building here, and what I want to do with this is hopefully this will help hide the opening here that the main line leads out to the storage track, and so hopefully that hides that little hole there and camouflages it. But other than that, nothing has really changed. If we go to the 3D view, you can see that the repair facility over here is there, and this new building hopefully will hide that opening. This is one of the 3 industries. This will be the first industry here, a loading dock and a loading dock, a second industry here, and then a third industry right here. Now I really don't know what those industries will be or what they are. No plans at this point, but that's what they'll be. I'm not sure what this building will be. Right now it's just taking up space, but there'll be something there, I'm not sure. And I have it as a different color because I think it might be a brick building. All these others will probably be wood. This guy may be brick. And but that's that. Now, the first thing I'm probably going to work on is probably this area down here. This is the maintenance storage area for all of the equipment or parts that are used by the railroad on the rest of the layouts. Parts that are used in the storage or the engine house and in the repair facility, the repair shed over here. So I may start on that. It's going to be a fence and a small building, part of a storage building, and then I'll start looking for pieces that go in as detail pieces that go inside the fence, that all of the stuff and equipment and parts that are used elsewhere. So that might be that. So that's really it for Waterman Junction, and I think that's probably it for this video. Really like to thank everybody for watching. Please take care out there. It's 2021, but it still acts like 2020. So take care. Thank you for watching. Bye.